fact, even as we speak, we're also getting in live visuals with the Russian President Vladimir Putin's visit to China, signifying the deepening of the what is being called the no-limits strategic partnership between the two. Now, he's on a two-day official state visit, and he has been welcomed with full ceremonial honors by the Chinese president. And these are the visuals coming in live. So these are the live visuals coming in. This is Putin's 25th trip to China. And he has, of course, frequently also attended high-profile events in China in capacity of a principal guest. There have been many global forums and military parades as well that he has attended. But this particular visit also has a very interesting timing to it, because it comes just days after the US President Donald Trump had visited China, his state visit to Beijing, underscoring China's strategy to balance superpower relations. In fact, as he arrived, Putin also said that the relationship between China and Russia have reached unprecedented levels. There is a lot on the agenda, of course. They will be discussing the China-Russia strategic partnership, bilateral economic ties. Remember, China has been with Russia at a time when there have been many sanctions, huge sanctions on Russia after its war with Ukraine. Mayank is live with me on the broadcast, and Mayank, definitely a visit that we've seen multiple times, Putin visiting China. But this visit in particular is also interesting because of the timing, days after the US President Donald Trump was in China. So what is the messaging, the larger messaging that is going out to the world?
See, in terms of diplomacy, every photograph or every gesture is read and analyzed. So in this case also it is natural that people will analyze that immediately after the high-profile visit of President Donald Trump. This visit is taking place between the two sides. Mind it, the kind of relationship which is being shared between Russia and China in this case, and at the larger plank, on the larger plank, when you talk about geostrategic aspects, an international system which includes UN and everything. This holds a lot of significance. Mind it, we need to underline that point, because the two nations, they have been playing significant role as far as the UN is concerned, and the shadow of this strong relationship is also falls on West Asia war, because whatever resolution was moved against Iran was stopped by these two countries. So what you see, these two nations, and including US, they play a very important role for the entire world. And reading and analyzing these kinds of visits, it's very important. The kind of militaries these two share, because in the immediate effect, Russia is involved in a prolonged war, protracted war since last almost 4 years with the Ukraine. And when it comes to China, China is also facing the kind of pressures which West Asia has created in terms of fuel, because it's a manufacturing hub of the whole world. There are multiple strands to be discussed between the two countries, and G7 is about to take place, mind it. So, there are whole gamut of things which are going to be discussed between the two nations, and we need to understand it's really definitely a very high-profile visit, and the outcomes will be, people would be watching with keen eyes the kind of outcomes which might come out from this visit of Putin and his meeting with President Xi Jinping.
Okay, all right. And both nations also share the goal of countering US hegemony. And you're right, their partnership has continued. But with the US president recently visiting China, there has been a lot of chatter about the same. So there have been diplomatic talks between the US and China, but it also puts China's own diplomatic flexibility in the spotlight as well, isn't it, Mayank?
Yeah, very important. And you have put it in a very good, simplified the things actually. It is to be seen from that perspective, because immediately after the way the president's visit of President of the US had visited, and now immediately President Putin is visiting, it holds a lot of significance and messaging for the whole world. So what you said is absolutely correct. And for the international system, such kind of meetings and visits, mind it, in this case, we need not forget the kind of way the things are moving in Asia, specifically in terms of economy, trade and all, because the pivot of entire world's economy has moved towards Asia, which includes India also. And the kind of, the way the things are moving in West Asia, it has cast its shadows on complete Asia, most significantly. Actually. I mean, we can say that it has affected the whole world, but specifically Asia has been affected largely.
Yes.
And China is one of the countries which was getting a lot of fuel from that side. So this bilateral relationship in so many ways, because Russia has also been a major supplier of fuel and energy to China. And China, as we have already brought out, and I need to underline that it has been manufacturing hub for the whole world, and which includes it has been supplying finished goods to US also.
Yes, you're right. And, it's a multipolar world order, and very clearly there are questions on whether it is China that is walking away with a lot more than even the United States after that visit. Thank you, Bank, for joining us with those details. With that, we're slipping into a very short break here. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with lots more.